Hello everyone and welcome back to Spongebob Squarepants Battle for Bikini Bottom. In this episode, we're going to be going on into the first level, as opposed to the last episode where we just kind of hung out in town. Well, let's head on out. Do I want to go to Jellyfish Fields? Yes, I want to go to Jellyfish Fields, because who wouldn't want to?
The rolling green hills of Jellyfish Fields, a place to experience nature at its most raw, and sometimes a bit tender from the stings.
Squidward, are you okay?
No, I'm not okay, you barnacle head. Do I look like I'm okay?
Well, your nose does look pretty big. I mean, bigger than usual because it's usually pretty big. And you look clammy. And oh my gosh, you're bald!
I've always been bald, but now I'm stung all over.
Well, according to the Jellyfisher Field Manual, severe jellyfish stings can be treated effectively by applying a thick layer of king jellyfish jelly to the affected areas. King jellyfish?
Well, I guess you're off to scale Spork Mountain and die a horrible death under the vicious tentacles of King Jellyfish. I'll stay here, balled up here in excruciating pain.
You do that! Don't worry, Squidward. I'll bring back that king jellyfish jelly for you to rub all over yourself.
Well then, that's pleasant. Anyway, this is Jellyfish Fields, the first actual level of the game. As you can see, this is just the first screen of this. The levels in this game are actually pretty big and expansive, and there's a lot to them. I will not be able to do one video, blah, blah. I will not be able to do one level an episode. This is goo. SpongeBob and Patrick cannot swim, so don't go in the goo. This is a teleport box. I'll get into it later. I will not be able to do one level in one episode. I'll try and keep these to about 20 minutes long, somewhere around there, but if I find a better stopping point within that 20 minutes, I'll probably do that. Sometimes I'll go over, sometimes I'll go under. It all just depends on how the level goes. Anyway, I also like to collect as many shiny objects as I can, as I said before, and I really think everyone does, because that's just how game collectors die. Well, this is starting off on a bright note, isn't it, people? I mean, I'm dying on the first level, on the first jump. It's not even difficult, but I'm dying. Joy. Anyway, the checkpoints are pretty lenient in this game, though it can get pretty difficult at times. Now, I will say, I will be 100%ing this game. However, I've never 100%ed this game before. Ever. So, part of it will be blind. I mean, I've beat the final boss before. I mean, I've done that, but I've never gotten all the spatulas and whatnot. So, that will be fun. Haha. I definitely never got all the socks, but I will figure it out as I go. So don't worry about it. If you know anything I miss, leave in the comments. I would greatly appreciate anything you have to say, because I'll probably need help. If it's not you, it's Game FAQs or something like that. Also, airplanes underwater, because that makes sense. Anyway, go across this bridge and I get my first checkpoint. And of course, these little robots here, these are the generic enemies. These are the Goombas of the game. Just, they don't really do much. They're annoying, so you have to murder their faces off, because murdering their faces off is good. Because do robots have faces? I'm really not sure. I guess I let's not get into this. Anyway, just keep going on the level. It's basic platforming stuff. Nothing real difficult in this game. It's the first level anyway. I seem to remember having a lot of trouble later on. We can't get to that quite yet. But anyway, what was y'all's memories with SpongeBob as a kid? Because I know, at least with me, SpongeBob was one of the most popular shows as a kid. Like, everyone knew SpongeBob, adult or not. Everybody knew SpongeBob. Also, my little pro tip, doing the square spin in the air will actually make you jump just a little bit farther. It's good in platformers to have a move like that. Sorry about that, got interrupted for a second. Also, I want to take a minute to, I never really talked about it in last episode because I was just kind of trying to explain stuff and get all that out of the way. Boing! Anyway, but I briefly touched on it on the outro of the video, but I didn't actually discuss what it was. I do have another channel now. It's a partner channel with me and my friend Billy and a few of our other friends that'll be coming along on the way. There will be a link in the description of every episode, and I will continue to use the outro with a link in it to get to you, Lush. Basically there, me and my friends, we just kind of goof around. Basically, we play cooperative gamings. Occasionally, we'll be facing off in games in a head-to-head, kind of like a versus. And I fail at fish bowling. Apparently, I'm not gonna cut this out. It's not worth cutting out. I don't have the energy to do this later. But anyway. Later on, we'll be racing in games to see who can get to the end the fastest, and we'll just be doing a bunch of random things there.
Hey, Gary, what's shaking? Ow! Wow, a bungee jump for a golden spatula!
I skipped it. Anyway, yeah, he must be in heaven because he's about to get a wedgie. You know, like, cause I love getting wedgies as much as the next guy, but still. Now I remember as a kid, and this was like the coolest thing ever. I was bungee jumping from my underwear. I would literally spend hours just playing this, and look, and I was always amused because you could see his butt crack. Anyway, that's an easy golden spatula to get. Not much effort. It's just right there sitting and waiting for you, which, you know, every once in a while you need an easy one. Sorry once again, I keep getting interrupted. But anyway, this level kind of loosely based off several episodes, really. The most notable one being, of course, the King Jellyfish episode, or not the King Jellyfish episode. What am I talking about? Kevin the Sea Cucumber. You know, when the jelly spotters, my bad. Why do I call them squatters? The jelly spotters. It's a hammer. Hammer. SpongeBob makes that joke. I love that joke. Anyway, these are, I guess, the Koopa Troopas? The second tier enemy. My biggest complaint about this game, as we're about to see though, is that you cannot 100% the game on the first. You cannot 100% a level on your first time through half the time, sadly. You have to go on and get other moves before you'll be able to get all the things the level requires. But I will be doing that later, and kind of a montage-esque thing, I guess. I think that's the best I could do. I don't really know what I'm going to do yet. This is just kind of on a whim, this whole thing. Like, I started recording with Billy, and I'm like, I want to do solo stuff again. Because, you know, back in the day, I did solo stuff, and it was crap. So now I want to not be crap. So, for right now, I'm going to stick with only doing this LP for a little bit, at least the first few episodes, so I can get my bearings back again. But then later on, I'll probably be doing 2 LPs at a time. One LP will be a new game, such as this, that I've never done before on this channel. The other will be a game in which I've already done before, but I just want to have it better quality, and I want to have a chance to redo it now that I'm a little older and more wiser with technology. The exception will be, once again, what will eventually become my pride and joy, Paper Mario. With my plan on it, I will not be able to do 2 LPs at a time. It's going to take way too much work. That will be one. But I keep teasing this. Hopefully it will not be too far off. I'll probably start it towards the end of this LP. Is that worth it? The answer is no. I don't want to humiliate myself. There's plenty of shiny objects in this game, literally an unlimited amount, so it's not that big of a deal. Anyway, you can go over here, and there'll be a surprise waiting for you at the end of these trampoline flowers. Once again, you can double jump after a big bounce thing to be able to move around a little easier. And it's a sock. Yay, sock. And now conveniently this one just happens to bounce you right back over here. I'm glad I love that about it. It makes it be my friend. Anyway, here's this box. Now, let's get into what teleportation boxes do. Let's say you want to go back to the beginning of the level. Here you are. And now you're at the end of the level. Well, not the end of the level, the end of the section. Oh, and these things. These things spit out robots. Like, literally spit them out. And they will continue to spit them out until you go up and destroy it. Luckily, they can only use 3 at a time, if memory serves correctly. But watch out, once you hit them, they will explode. And if you're in the blast radius, you will get hit. Anyway, we made it to the top of this portion of the mountain, but there's still much, much more of the mountain to scale. That's a little short, so I don't want to end it yet. That'd be kind of bad. I don't want to skimp you all out on content, so let's just go on right into the next area.
Wow! Mermaid Man! I have all your comics and toys and mail.
Huh? What? Oh, yeah, it's that Sponge Kid. And now, what was I supposed to tell you?
That Patrick is surrounded by robots and needs my help.
Huh? Oh, no. I think it had something to do with massaging my feet.
Well, if massaging your feet will save Patrick, then massage I must.
Help! They're making me hit myself!
Massaging your feet isn't working. I think I'd better try a more direct approach.
By clipping my toenails?
Here I come, Patrick!
Now this game, well, I like it, and while it gets most of the voice actors back, there are 2 off the top of my head that they don't get the voice actors to do, and that's Mermaid Man and Mr. Krabs. Both of those just, I hate hearing their voices in this game, being the cartoon nerd that I am. Anyway, so, as you know, Spongebob surfs occasionally, but he doesn't surf in a regular way in this game. He kind of uses his tongue. Yep, we are tongue boarding. That's what I always called it anyway. I don't know if that's the actual name. I remember it had an actual name back in the day. Here's kind of a shortcut-esque area that will give you a sock. So I'm glad I went over here. Anyway, timed this just right, and there's... Oh, I missed it. Well, darn it. Let me show you the non-shortcut area, now that I have to try again anyway. It goes around this way. If you don't take the jump and go to the shortcut, you'll have kind of a longer area, I think. At least I'm pretty sure it's longer. No, it's not actually. That's actually the longer area. But anyway, at the top of that, you get another sock. Luckily, they give you this so you can have as many tries as you need because, you know, it might take you a little while at first. But Patrick is in danger, so we have to go up and shut down all these machines and hit all the buttons. This part as a kid gave me so much trouble. But let's start with the bottom and work our way up. So of course the smallest and easiest to get to is right here. It doesn't really matter what order you do them in. I just kind of like doing this order because it makes me feel good. Also, as you can see, the middle will become overrun with robots because of how many machines there are. If you stay in the middle, you are basically asking for death. So do not. Just stay out of the middle as much as possible. Also, get up here and remember the blast radius. Oh, excuse me. But oh boy, if you die you have to start it all over. That was a stupid move of me. Anyway, remember the blast radius of destroying these machines. It will hit you and it will kill you. It does a lot of damage, so make sure you be careful. Also remember that Spongebob can't swim, so that goo down there, very dangerous. Anyway, with hitting this third switch up here, well, destroying this and hitting this third switch, we unlock platforms that will reach us over to our friend Patrick. Luckily, we saved him. Yay, Patrick is not dead. I like it when Patrick's not dead. I don't like fried sea star. It doesn't taste as good as most of you might think.
Hey, SpongeBob!
Whew! Thank goodness you're safe, Patrick.
Well, of course, SpongeBob. Why wouldn't I be?
Well, the robots and the...
Oh yeah, I found this for you. I don't know what it is, but it looks important.
Thanks, Patrick. I tell you what, all that running around has left me pooped. Why don't you continue on for a bit?
Okay.
That's right, we are now playing as Patrick Star. SpongeBob's not the only playable character in this game, because there is also another playable character, but she's there way far ahead. Anyway, I was gonna end it here, but I think we can make it to the end. Now Patrick, his special ability as opposed to SpongeBob is that he can throw fruit. Well, he can throw anything really, but he can throw things. And SpongeBob can't throw things. Also, random bystander, I don't know what he's doing here. I guess he's jellyfishing or something. Anyway, you can use these bus stops here to switch characters whenever you want to. But we don't need to do that. Instead, we're just going to stay as Patrick. Of course, you cannot jump when you're carrying fruit, sadly. So you have to throw the fruit up here and then use it to throw over there. Pretty simple stuff. Then, of course, you can use these kind of like a teeter-totter thing. But a teeter-totter of death. Death and destruction and dismemberment. Now this is a Thunder Tiki. Basically your Crash Bandicoot's TNT crates. You hit it and you watch out because it will explode like that and it will hurt you. Much higher blast radius than the others. Also you can pick them up and you can throw them, which will help explode things from afar. You just have to be careful to make sure that you aren't the one getting exploded because you didn't throw it fast enough.
Hey, you barnacle head! Watch where you're going!
The rock is talking to me. Almighty Rock, I am at your command.
Down here, you big pink lummox!
Oh, hi there, Mr. Plankton. Are you going to vaporize me today?
So very tempting. Unfortunately, I found myself in the undesirable position of having to assist you.
I was in an undesirable position yesterday, and now my neck hurts.
Heed my words, my large future minion. Go into Jellyfish Cave. Follow the instructions on the signs that you see. At the end of the caves, you'll still be a big pink idiot, but you'll know enough to help defeat the robots and get me back into the chum bucket.
Well, then will you vaporize me?
I might spare your life so I can force you to work in my sweatshop making low-quality design and knockoff wallets.
Oh, thank you!
I always loved that scene. I love the writing of this game. Yeah, Patrick So let's explain his moves real quick. Patrick, he cannot do the head bonk, but other than that, he has basically the same moves as Spongebob, except a belly bop, that's what I always called it, instead of a twirly thingamajigger. And his belly flop instead of a stomp. Basically the same thing. We'll go on to the cave a little bit. I don't mind. Now we're into a cave of jellyfish fields. A much more dangerous jellyfish fields place. I don't know how they consider this a tourist attraction. I call it murder. Let's see. What do I want to do here? Let's go on over here. Can we pick either? What do I want to do? Let's throw this over on here. And I failed. Oh well. Anyway, and now it's showing you that the fruit isn't destroyed when you throw it. You can pick it back up and use it again. Now what you have to there. Watch out for these spikes. Don't do that. It actually hurts. And it will actually impale your body and cause maybe death. Do not do that. Also, yes, Patrick does wear SpongeBob's underwear. That's kind of a creepy thing, but oh well. Here, it's also testing your throwing it across the corks type thing. It's actually useless unless you just want to use it to destroy that, which I'm not going to because plenty of shiny objects in the game. I know you should try and get as many as you can, but don't worry about it. They are literally unlimited. They will respawn. I tanked hits like a boss there. I didn't mean to. It just kind of happened. Anyway, line this up right to have it thrown onto the Thunder Tiki, or at least close enough. And what is this saying? Okay, fruit also can weigh down these pads right here, and you can use them to pass on by. Now this is an interesting mechanic that you actually don't see much in games. So therefore I really like the fact that it's in this game. You throw this and then you use this as a platform. But that's not what's interesting. You throw it and onto another one and it works as an even higher platform. Barely any game ever actually does that. And I love it. So, and of course it makes it more difficult later on by making you have to time both of them. It's not used a whole bunch, but it's still used. Anyway, let's slide on down to here on our butts as opposed to our tongue. I don't know which one's them more smart because Patrick's probably got incredible burn. See what I did there? Burn, and there's fire everywhere in this cave. I'm not the best at this game. Avoid those Thunder Tikis. Thunder Tikis are horrible, horrible things, especially on slides. They murder you. You can also, what this is saying, you can use your belly flop to stun robots. Or not, never mind. You can't use them to stun the little guys. The little guys will die because they're very fragile. Oh, I forgot to open this checkpoint box. I'm going to. I don't really need to, but I'm going to. Oh, let's explain this mechanic real quick while I can. I pick up this fruit. As you can see, it's frozen, and I put it on the water, and it freezes the water. And now I can use it to get across this frozen lake. Also, come out there and get this purple one, because the purple ones are worth the most money. Anyway, it won't stay frozen forever. As you see, there is a timer. But that stays frozen long enough to help. You can also throw watermelons onto enemies to blow them up. Also, the ground pound thing, as you'll see up here. Oh wait, I'll destroy this real quick just because I can. What you need to do here is you actually need to ground pound to stun the enemy, then use the enemy as a projectile. If you can do it right, it's kind of difficult with all the enemies trying to hit you. Come on, get over here. And there we go. Use it like that. It's another way. It's another means as a projectile weapon when you don't have a projectile weapon. Also, jump over here real quick so I don't get hit by the blast. Then jump back and get me a golden spatula. Well, with that, that's about all I'm wanting to show for today. We got through a good chunk of the first level of the game, and we introduced Patrick and explained his mechanics a little bit. Next time, we're going to go on through this gate, though, and we're going to see what lies ahead of us in Jellyfish Lake. I'll see you then. Click the button in the top right to watch the next video. Missed something or you just want to see your favorite part again? Click the button in the top left to see that. Want to see all the videos in this series that I have up? Click the bottom right button to see the playlist. Want more of me? Click the bottom left button and you'll go to a channel where me and my friend Billy hang out and just play games.